Our Daily Bread, Daily Devotional, June 10th, titled, I'll Pay You Later. Suppose a boss were to say to an employee, "We really appreciate what you're doing around here, but we've decided to change the way we pay you. Starting today, we're going to pay you later, after you retire." Would the employee jump for joy? Of course not. That's not the way things work in this world. We like our payment now, or at least every payday. Did you know that God promises to pay us later, much later? And He asks us to be happy about it. Jesus suggested that our ultimate reward for the good things we do in His name comes after we die. In Luke 14, Jesus said that if we care for the poor, the lame, and the blind, our reward for such kindness will come at the resurrection of the righteous. He also said that if we were persecuted, we should rejoice in that day and leap for joy, because great is our reward in heaven. Surely the Lord gives us comfort, love, and guidance today, but what additional wonderful things He has planned for us in the future. This may not be the way we would have planned it. We don't enjoy waiting on things. But imagine how glorious it will be when we receive our rewards in Jesus' presence. What a grand time we'll have as we enjoy what God has reserved for us later. Luke 14, 7 through 14. Now Jesus began telling a parable to the invited guests when He noticed how they had been selecting the places of honor at the table, saying to them, "When you are invited by someone to a wedding feast, do not sit down to eat at the place of honor, since a more distinguished person than you may have been invited by the host. And he who invited both of you will come and say to you, 'Give this man your place.' And then, in disgrace, you proceed to take the last place. But when you are invited, go and sit down to eat at the last place, so that when your host comes, he will say to you, 'Friend, move up higher.' And then you will be honored in the presence of all who are at the table with you. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled before others, and he who habitually humbles himself, keeps a realistic self-view, will be exalted." Jesus also went on to say to the one who had invited him, "When you give a luncheon or a dinner, do not invite your friends or your brothers or your relatives or wealthy neighbors. Otherwise, they may also invite you in return, and that will be your repayment. But when you give a banquet or a reception, invite the poor, the disabled, the lame, and the blind, and you will be blessed because they cannot repay you, for you will be repaid at the resurrection of the righteous, the just, the upright." Have a blessed day.